got you, I've achieved the most valuable jewel. The devotional service is the most valuable jewel. We take it for granted sometimes. Sometimes we compare it to material things. Sometimes we think that, what have I got out of this? I've been serving the temple for so long. What have I got out of it? Sometimes these misunderstandings or devotional service creep in, unfortunate misunderstandings. So we have to take a little bit more of the medicinal dose of poison in the material world before we realize what's going on. Devotional service is the only process. This is the penance. The penance is devotional service. Not this type of penance of Hiranyakashipu. That may lead to some temporary material relief or material success, but it's only temporary. And it's not going to bring full satisfaction. There's no such thing as material world. Material world, Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj said, by its nature, circumstances create turmoil and annoyance. We can't avoid it. It's the nature of this world, wherever we are, even up to the topmost planet, it's a place of suffering. When we get conditioned to it, we don't realize it. We think it's normal. This is nice. There's so many examples we could give, the time is short. But this is the ignorance that we're in. We don't realize just how fortunate we are to come into contact with devotional service. Whether we know it or we don't know it, devotional service it will work like a medicine taken intravenously will work. So I'm going to read one or two verses. If we had time, we could discuss more. Let's see. Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada also would oftentimes quote this verse in regards to his own experience, because if you read in the Prabhupada Lila Rita, you'll see that many times Srila Prabhupada had this idea of let me do business, and then I can help to finance or pay for the preaching of Krishna consciousness, etc. So Prabhupada started businesses, he had pharmacy and so many things. But it seemed like that wasn't Krishna's idea, and again things didn't work out. So Prabhupada was quote this on several occasions. This is a verse from the 10th canto. Yasyaham anagrinami abhishetataham shanai titodanam jidakchasya svajana dukudukitam. The personality of Godhead said, if I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him. In this way he suffers one distress after another. You can see this in the case of many examples of there in the Bhagavatam, people becoming disappointed in their material endeavor, whether it's Srila Prabhupada here, example, Chitraketu, the Avanti Brahmana. There are many occasions. You hear in fact Nagagar, Manigriva yesterday and so on. How Krishna takes away the obstacle on our path to real satisfaction. The fifth goal of Antapushartha of human life is not to attain even liberation. It is Krishna Paramatma, love of God. And that's what we're here for. That's the real goal of our penance. It's not just to become powerful. It's not just to become free of suffering or to be happy, but it is to awaken our dormant love of God. What we hear, so penance of some kind is there, devotional service. So the Lord helps the devotee. Whether one, let's see, there's another verse. If those who, this is from the Madhya Lila, if those who desire material enjoyment or merging into the existence of the absolute truth engage in the Lord's transcendental loving service, they will immediately attain shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. Although they did not ask for it, Krishna is therefore very merciful. Krishna says, if one engages in my transcendental loving service, but at the same time wants the opulence of material enjoyment, he is very, very foolish. Indeed, he is just like a person who gives up ambrosia to drink poison. Material sense gratification is sometimes described like poison. Since I am very intelligent, why should I give this fool material prosperity? Instead, I shall induce him to take the nectar of the shelter of my lotus feet and make him forget illusory material enjoyment. Whenever Krishna is requested to fulfill one's desire, he undoubtedly does so, but he does not award anything which, after being enjoyed, will cause one to petition him again and again to fulfill further desires. When one has other desires but engages in the Lord's service, Krishna forcibly gives one shelter at his lotus feet, and one will forget all other desires. This is the higher taste bestowed upon us by the mercy of Krishna. It's not something mechanically achieved. The Lord, out of his mercy, gives us a little higher taste, and then one can become detached or freed from the other side of Dhruva Maharaj, freed from these desires, freed. We don't need to go through it the way Hiranyakashipu eventually did. He also got freed in one sense by the merciful nails of Nrsimhadev. Sometimes we pray, Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsimhaya Namaste Dvastedase Avirave Bhava Vajra Nakavajra Tamshakramashaya Randaya Randaya Tamogra Sakrasa Om Shma Abhayam Abhayam Atmoni Vishtam Shma. What does that mean? Nice verse, spoken also by Prahlad Maharaj. Very interesting. It says, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsimhadev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruit of activity in the material world. This is how we should approach. This is the benediction we want. Prahlad Maharaj asked for his benediction also in the Bhagavatam. He didn't want any material return. He simply wanted the opportunity to be engaged in pure devotional service. And may there be no material desires in my heart. Please remove them. This is quite a heavy prayer. Are we ready for it? Oh my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruit of activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. So this is a prayer or an approach for self-purification, to remove these obstacles. Most people approach God, please give them to me. Please give me this. Please fulfill this desire. The devotee doesn't pray like that. Even when we're chanting Hare Krishna, we should be conscious. We're chanting to the Lord in his energies. Please engage me in your service and release me from the service of this material world. So it's, if we're actually conscious and sincere, it will happen. But sometimes we're a little duplicitous and we don't really mean it. We're not even conscious of what we're doing. We're just mechanically chanting. But we have another, perhaps, idea sometimes. Our mind is somewhere else, but we're not really sincere. We're trying. But by the grace of the Vaishnavas and eventually by the grace of the Lord, following the process, gradually we may come to our senses, and our prayers may become a bit more sincere. Only those who Krishna says will approach the Lord with sincere feeling. We must approach. Then the prayer tells us that any prayer done with sincere feeling will never go in vain. But sometimes we have to have a little bit of learning the hard way, kind of thing, in order to come to our senses. There are so many different levels, and we take a whole session itself regarding prayer, different types of prayer, and the importance of prayer in our lives.